So the first thing you want to focus on is events. So what are the different events happening within your Serra Club? So there's fundraisers, there's seminary and picnics, there's adoration hours. These are just a couple of examples. Now later on, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that on Facebook, but I just want to give you the examples first. So that's the first thing you want to focus on is events. The second thing you want to focus on is promoting vocations, obviously, but also your specific club. So if I'm the Serra Club of Chicago per se, I want to post pictures of what the Serra Club of Chicago is doing. Post pictures of your Serrans, post pictures of your meetings, of the message. Also post pictures of maybe adopting a seminarian. Who's your seminarian in the Archdiocese of Chicago that your club is praying for? So, and then obviously promoting posts on praying for religious, praying for vocations, and so forth. So that's the second thing you want to focus on. And then lastly, and really very important, is social media is really used for as an outlet to inspire others. So people may visit your Facebook page and say, what is the Serra Club of Chicago all about? And they may see a post and it may inspire them to say, oh, I want to reach out to Eileen and I want to join a meeting. So we want to inspire them, and part of inspiring is evangelizing, kind of that personal call to holiness that is in our mission statement within Serra. So I would recommend posting saint stories, Bible quotes, holy days of obligation, religious influence, and so forth. So with these three things, I'm going to show you a couple examples real quick. So here is an example of an event. So this was run by the St. Joseph's Catholic Youth Ministry. They're doing a Divine Mercy Chaplet at 3 on Zoom. So they posted it. People are aware of it on their St. Joseph Catholic Youth Ministry page. So this is an example of an event. And then here is another example of an event. So this is the Serra Club of East Valley. They posted information about a deacon ordination, which is really wonderful, awesome thing to promote. And what you would do is click on this, and this would give you the information as an event. So this is the Serra Club of Charleston, and they're recognizing their wonderful seminarian on his birthday. And that's great. They're giving him a personal shout out. And that's really going to engage people on your page or in Charleston to say, oh, wow, maybe I know Michael, or I want to know what your club's about. Here's another example of promoting the vocation or the personal club. So this is the Serra Club of St. Louis. This is the installation of their new Serran members, which is awesome. That's great. Again, this is promoting their personal club, and people are, may go on this page and say, what is the Serra Club of St. Louis is all about? Or maybe they know someone that's in the picture. So that's going to inspire them. And then lastly, we want to inspire or evangelize. So this is actually a post from Instagram, and this is Serra International just created a new Instagram account. So if you're on Instagram, give us a follow. But this is a beautiful prayer here and a beautiful image. And this may inspire someone to want to pray for vocations, or, maybe these words are inspiring to them. So that's an example of that. And then here's another example of inspiring or promoting. So again, it's on our Serra International Instagram page. There's a couple things to keep in mind when you're posting, and then after this, we'll move into a Facebook page and we'll demo how to do this. So for Serra specifically, I would recommend that 1 or 2 people be in charge of your social media page. It can be an officer, it can be someone who's passionate about this, but I think it's easier to just direct 1 or 2 people to be in charge of it. I would recommend posting at least once or twice a week. Now, why do I recommend that? Because the more you post, the more attention your page gets. So Facebook, for example, if you post 1 or 2 times and you get people to go on your page and like it, your post will be boosted to show up in more areas on Facebook. So that's really important. So the reason why we encourage you to post a lot is that so that people can like your page, and then it'll get more attention, and hopefully you'll get a lot more new Serrans that'll want to join. So that's why I would recommend just doing once or twice a week. It doesn't have to be anything super, crazy. It can just be a picture of it could be a quote, it could be a picture. Again, focus on those 3 areas. I'm sure you can find something to post. Okay, secondly, take lots of pictures within your Serra Club and post those. Again, the personal connection is huge on social media. So you want to make it personal, make sure the pictures are clear and clean cut. So there is copyright issues and watermark. I'll show you. This is an example right here, this blue picture. If it has writing over it, that's an example of a watermarked picture, meaning you cannot take it. It is property rights. And then when you go to Google, if you're looking for pictures on Google, if you don't have pictures from your club, also look for the all rights reserved button. That means you can't take it as copyright on it. But normally most pictures you should be fine with, but just look for those little things when pulling pictures from the internet. And then lastly, I have found that most Facebook and Instagram accounts that are really successful engage the audience. So what do I mean by that? They ask questions, how many of you enjoyed our seminary and picnic? Please, share your experience, or ask them about a seminary, something to engage them, if you were there, please, write a comment, something along those lines to really engage your audience. You can be creative, just anything to try to get them to comment, to like, to be engaged on your page. And lastly, what's really important is you want to invite your friends to like your Facebook and Instagram page. Again, the more likes you have, the more popular your page will get, and the more it'll pop up on Facebook and Instagram. So that's very important to make sure, when I create a page, I'll show you how to do this. I'm going to invite some of my friends to like it. So that's really important. Once I'm signed in to my Facebook account, which is here, I'm going to go to the button called Create. And something to know right here, these are all the functions you use for Serra under the Create. This is all you really need to know is this Create button or function. So I'm going to click on page. Clicked on it. Okay, great. So just a little background. What is a page? A page is something that a business or community or club uses to promote a certain cause. So since you're a Serra club, you would want to create a page. On your page, you can do the same functions that you use on a normal Facebook account. You can post, you can share videos, you can do pretty much anything you can normally do on Facebook, but it's tailored for a specific cause. So because we're a club, which is right here, we would click on this, community or public figure, and we'd scroll down and click Get Started. Now, for the sake of today, I'm going to pretend, as I mentioned, I'm the Serra Club of Chicago. Serra Club of Chicago. Okay, so the category is, what's the purpose? So I would recommend saying Catholic Church. Put the address down. Now I know some people, this will be public. So if you do not want your address, you can always click write this in and then click do not show my address. And that means it won't be public. But I'm just going to put our Chicago office address, Chicago, Illinois. Oops. Okay, and then our number. Okay, and then this is really important. These blue buttons on Facebook, it'll normally say save or continue. You have to click on that. If you don't click on that, it won't save. So I'm going to click continue. So now the second step is to add a profile picture. So pictures on Facebook and on social media in general, as I stated, are very important. So I would recommend before starting your page to kind of think about what picture you would like to be the cover of your page, meaning when people go to the Serra Club of Chicago, this is the first thing they're going to see. So what you're going to do is you're going to save it on your desktop or in a personal folder somewhere on your computer. And then you're going to go here and click upload a profile picture. So click on this. Okay, so for the sake of today, I'm just going to use our logo. Click open, and then it's going to load. And then, so there's a profile picture, and then there's a cover photo, which is a wider picture. I'm going to use this vocational prayer image as the background as my cover photo, loading that. So you click upload cover photo. So this will automatically create your page. Now this is what a page looks like. And if you notice, scroll up here, it did not upload my cover photo, which I've noticed that Facebook has been doing this. Sometimes you have to add it twice. So you click on this little icon, add a cover, and then I'm going to go to upload photo video. And this means it's on your desktop or in a folder on your computer. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to bring me back here. And again, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click open. Okay, so now this is the beautiful thing. I'm putting my hand on the cursor and I can drag this either way I want. So I chose this picture to kind of show you, this would be considered more of an artsy looking cover photo, and a lot of, Facebook and Instagram, it's turning into more of an artsy abstract image. So I could use that for the bottom, or I could use a quote. So I'm just going to keep it on this quote. I'm going to click save. Again, the blue buttons are very important. Those show you how to do everything. Okay, great. So this is what your page looks like. So if someone goes in the search bar right here and they click Serra Club of Chicago, this is what's going to pop up. And when I sign in to my personal account, you may ask yourself, how do I get to my page? Well, this little button right here will say your pages. And right here, this is my page. This is our Serra international page. I'll show you that in a minute, but you just click here and it'll be in your drop down if you want to go to your personal page. If you go to the settings button, which brings me into my next point, this is really, really important. This has all of your restrictions if you want to add people on a page, if you want to merge a page, if you want to delete the page, this is where you would add people and also manage any restrictions or anything you want on the page. Now, I'm not going to go through each of them personally, but the settings is where you would, you can add more than one Serra into your page.
If you click on the side under the sprocket wheel that says General, about halfway down, there's a button that says Page Roles under Advanced Messaging.
Okay, click. This is where, as John says, so in your page, we would recommend that you add more than one Serra to be in charge of your page. You go here and you can click on this and add a new person. So that's where it's under page rules. And again, settings in general. If you want to restrict someone or anything on those lines, it's all going to be under settings. You may have to read through this, but this is where all of those functions would be. So the first thing I would recommend after you have your cover photo and your profile picture is to go to your edit profile, edit page information. Now this is where everyone's going to learn what your page is about. Obviously, you can put in more. I would recommend at least writing a paragraph there because you want it to be eye-catching and appealing. I will show you an example later on in this webinar of what a good example of this, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to show you where you go to do it. So then I'm going to click on Save Changes. Now, if I don't click on this button, it will not, it's not at the bottom of the page like most things where you fill it out and you click Save. It's different. You have to save each individual category. So I click Save Changes, and then I go here in the categories. Now, this is really important because when someone's scrolling on Facebook, there's certain categories they can write. Your page will show up under those categories. So I would recommend writing Catholic, church. And again, I click Save Changes. It's already saved. So when it goes gray like this, that means it's saved. This is where you would put your number. If you don't want to put your number, you click this. My page does not have, you have to click on it. Right here, you click my page does not have a phone number. And you click, again, you click on the Save Changes, and it'll save. And then the website, I would recommend putting in the Serra US website unless your club has a personal website. So this will direct them to our mission statement. Also, they can see what Serra is more about, see all the different materials and so forth. So I would do www.serraus.org, or you can always, if you prefer not to put the website up, you can click on this tab right here, Save Changes. And again, your email. Now this will be public, so be careful. You know, stuff that you put online, unless you go to your settings and make it private, it will all be public. We can actually create a Serra email for you, and you can just check that email and it'll show you all the people that are emailing from this page. So if that's something you're interested, you can talk to me after this webinar and we can get you a Serra email specifically for your Facebook page. But I'm just going to pretend I don't want my email to be shown. So I'm going to click Save Changes. And then again, this automatically populated the email or the address that I put in earlier. If you have a location spot that you meet, again, if it's at a church, make sure you get permission. This is public. So you're always thinking social media is very public. So don't let an address be on there that you don't want anyone else to see. So I'm going to leave this on here. This is our office address. If you don't want to have your address be shown, just click on, again, click on this right here, and it won't show it publicly. But I'm going to, and see it saved the changes already. And then this is the hours. I would recommend saying always open, just because basically, because we're not selling anything, I would just say always open. Basically, we're ready to talk to you if you engage with us. And then I would leave the rest of this blank because it does not apply to a Serra club. So that's your basic information filled out. And again, everything's saved.
Just to follow up on Eileen's comment regarding the Serra email addresses, Serra International, through a generous partnership with Google, is able to create up to 3,000 user IDs, and we have offered this for several years now to create club-specific email addresses. So for the purpose of this exercise, we could create chicago@serrainternational.org. And there are a few clubs that use that as a digital PO box where they can put that email address on their marketing material and everything else. So it goes into one central spot. That way, when the vice president of membership changes, all of that information is stored in one central repository that the club has access to. And if the club loses the password to that, we in the office can always go in and reset that so data is not lost.
All of your functions are right here. It kind of reminds me of the portal. The portal's functions are all on the far left. So if I go to About, that's all the information I just plugged in. And let's say I want to go back and edit it. You can click on this Edit. But you know, this is, like I said, someone's going to go to your page and they're going to say, what are they about? And they're going to click here, and all of this information is going to be right here. So that's posting is going to be one of the most important things to learn, because this is where all of your new information is going to come from. This is where everything's going to happen. This is the like button. This is really important to go and, you know, like this page. You just click on it. This means this will boost your followers. So if more people like it, again, it goes back to, it'll show up in more places on Facebook. When people type in vocations or Catholic Church, that'll show up. Also, if I want to share this on my personal account, so if I click here and do share, you can share it on a personal page. Again, so it says share on your timeline. So this would go to my personal page. I can, please support the Serra Club. I can write right here, please support the Serra Club of Chicago, and post it. And that's great because it'll get more attention. Also, there's this feature here to do a live chat. Again, this is your inbox as well. So if people, let's say they want to write a message to you about, hey, I'm interested in joining this club, they would click on that inbox button. You can write messages and respond to messages there. These are notifications. So let's say I scroll down and someone likes this picture right here, you would get a notification. Or if someone comments on your cover photo and says, beautiful picture. So, you know, right here under the comment, if they clicked on this and commented, it would go to notifications. So that's what this is for. This insight button is pretty important. It'll show you how much your page has been seen. It'll show you how many viewers there are. So this is really awesome to see. So if I scroll down right here, it'll show you my posts, what's public, how many people it's reached, how many people it's engaged. So this is really awesome to see and kind of take data with and see how successful your page is. Now, Facebook will try to sell you stuff by saying, boost your post, you know, pay $10 and we'll help you. You don't have to do that, but that's what that's there for. So right here, you can create a post. And again, as I mentioned, I always use a photo. But you can always you can write an announcement. Please join us for the Serra Club. Please join us, you know, for our meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. or whatever, so forth. So I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to click on the photo or video. And again, this is all from my desktop, a photo that I've saved. Let that load. And I'm going to click on this and post this. And this is actually, you guys are getting a little preview of our Instagram posts. I think today we're posting this post on Cardinal Collins. The first thing for page, they're going to scroll down. You're going to see, thank you, Cardinal Collins, for your service, and this beautiful message here with his picture. So that's wonderful. So that's how you post. You can also click here and go from there, and it'll do the same function. And let's say I want to delete a post. This is important to know. I go here and I can always click delete from page. So let's say you make an accident, you post something, it's no longer relevant, you can delete it. So that's always nice to know. And so this function over here is really important. I can invite friends to like my page. Let's say I want to invite my brother, Sean, to like the Serra Club of Chicago. I can just click invite, right click it. Oops, sorry. And it says invite and send. So that'll show up in his notifications bell asking him, hey, you know, please like the Serra Club of Chicago. And again, likes, and let's say you're thinking of someone, I can write someone's name in here and search and invite them to like. So let's say I want to invite Robert E. Lee to like the Serra Club of Chicago. I just invited him. So that's really important. That's one of the first things I would recommend doing when you create your page. Invite all your friends, tell Serrans to go on and like it, and invite their friends as well. Okay. So you can create an event here by going to events, again on the left-hand toolbar, and you click create event. This is where I would again choose from my photos. So you click on this. Oh, it's being slow. Anyways, I click on this, and then I would choose a photo. So let's say I'm just going to click this for an example, and it'll load. And so it's this picture of us playing, and the event is Rosary at 3 p.m. And so then again, you would write a description right here. You put a category. So I would recommend, I think there's religion here, right here, click religion. Let's say this is a one-time event. So just, I would do custom, or hold on, you can put this down here. Then you're gonna put the day. So what day is this at, this rosary? Let's say it's today at, and if you have to do it before the event, otherwise it obviously won't occur. And it's going to go till 5. So you can put it in 5, or you can scroll, you can click on this icon and you can scroll down, and it'll give you all the times. And then you click publish. Oh, and you have to put a description, but just for the sake of time, I'm just going to put some random nonsense in here. But you would write, please join the Serra Club of Chicago for the 3 p.m. Rotary. Obviously, if you need to put a location, you put a location in there. Click publish. So here's the event. This is what it looks now. I can say people can click on this and I'm going to go to this, meaning going, or they may click interested. So you can have an idea of how many people are going to show up and so forth. And you can also share. Again, you can share this on your own timeline or on someone else's.
The Rosary event, once Eileen sets that up, you can get a shareable link by clicking on the 3 dots above the post. So you can email that out to your members, but the members would not be able to comment or like that unless they have a Facebook account.
I would recommend posting every event that you have on Facebook, especially ones that, fundraisers, picnics, whatever you're doing. It's very, very important. I would also post them in advance. If you're wanting a lot of people to show up, I would post it a week in advance to almost a week and a half. If it's something like a fundraiser or a picnic and you're trying to get as many people to go, I would almost post it 3 weeks to a month in advance, because you want it to get as much attention as possible. And the more people who like it and share it, the more popular it will be. So this is, again, and this toolbar, if you want to post photos or videos, and I would also recommend when you do start an account, it'll automatically save your cover photos and your post. Posts will be saved under timeline videos, cover photos here, profile pictures here. But I would recommend creating an album for, let's say a seminary and picnic. You can go to the description. Oh, first it's gonna ask me what pictures I want to post in the album. So again, let's say I want to post this in my album. I click open. It's loading. And then great. And let's say I want this album to be Serra International Vocation Pictures. Great. You don't need a location, but if you did have it at a seminary, you can always put the seminary address in. So it again, that boosts more things. And then I click post. And the same thing is with videos. So if I go to videos, I can click this upload video, and then I just do the same thing. I just click on the button. I'm not going to show you how to upload. I'm not going to upload a video, but I just want to show you where the function is. Is there any questions on any of that? And this is where I would go to my desktop and download the video if I had a video.
So
if you go to settings, you go to merge pages. I think this is where you do this. You can link it there. Also, as I mentioned before, go to the up button. You can put our Facebook page, about visit this website.
My recommendation is to create an open group. That way people can see it. When you create a closed group, only people you invite into it will be able to visit the page.
Yeah, and that's a very sorry, I'm turning my camera back on. That's a really good question. I will say this. So I created this demo page yesterday, and if you do make it open, which I do recommend, because you want to invite anyone to be part of the Serra Club of Chicago or your Serra Club. With that being said, you have to monitor who's posting on your page, because you may get random posts that do not pertain to your club, or they could be inappropriate. So again, under settings, you can do that. But I would also recommend always keeping an eye on your page and making sure that it's clean and there's not any random comments that don't pertain to vocations or, the Catholic Church. It's the same way on how you delete a post. So I'll show you. in a minute here. And again, this is all also in the links that I sent, that I think Anne sent out in an email. I sent out 2 links on Instagram and Facebook that explains the picture and step-by-step process also. That'll show you how to delete a comment. But once this reloads, I'll show you. So for, you click add on this button on the side, and it'll have it in the comments. You can click on this. There's like 3 dots, and you click on this and you click delete from page, and that's how you delete a comment or a post. This is our Serra International's official Instagram page. This is what it looks like. Marlene does all the pictures. As you can see, they're beautiful. So this was a post that we just made. It says, "Thank you, Cardinal Collins, for all your work you've done and continue to do to spread the word of our Lord and Savior." Now, if you notice these things, people always ask me, why do you have hashtags? You know, the # with words mumbled together. It's a great question. So on Instagram, the purpose of Instagram is pictures. So less words, more pictures. You can only post a picture, and then you can post words with it, but it's all about images. So if you just see these pictures. If you click on the pictures, you can see normally a little description, and then these the #, these are called hashtags. So why are hashtags important? They're important because hashtags filter through Instagram. When I go to the search button and I do hashtag, let's see, I'll do hashtag Catholic Church, it'll filter through every comment on Facebook that has hashtag Catholic Church. So as you can see, there's a lot of hashtags. So if someone's looking for, let's say, to be inspired to learn about the Catholic Church, or looking to follow someone on Instagram with a Catholic Church, they're going to click that in the search bar, and all these accounts are going to pop up. So our hope is that you do hashtag vocations, hashtag Catholic Church when you start if you have an Instagram account for Serra or so forth, so that people can find your page. So you click on it, let's say I'm inspired by this page, and I can like this post, write a comment here, or share this. And this is important, again, because the more likes you have, the more followers you have, the more your page is noticed and boosted within Instagram. So that's kind of the premise of Instagram. This would be my recommendation. If you've never used Instagram, start with Facebook. Focus on getting your Facebook page up and going. And when you're ready, go to Instagram. Instagram's very different. It's meant really for a cell phone. It's meant for a cell phone app. So it's very different. And Facebook is meant more for a web browser, but can be used on a cell phone as well. It's a different ball game because it's all about images on Instagram. But the wonderful thing about Instagram is that it really it draws in a younger audience. Most people who are younger are on Instagram. They don't even use Facebook anymore. So my recommendation to you would be to start with Facebook. And when you're ready to take the plunge into Instagram, take the plunge. But first off, start by following, our account here. And then slowly, when like I said, there's lots of resources out there to look into how to create an account. You can YouTube it. You can look online on how to create an Instagram account.